Hey everybody, welcome back to the Final Fantasy X walkthrough with Mickey. We're doing a little bit of monster hunting here, and I'm in the northwest section of the Calmlands where we've run into the Marlborough. Now, I haven't explained too much about this, but in my opinion, I think it's more important to capture enemies than it is to get experience. So that's going to be what I'm going to focus on here. Just want to show off us getting the Marlborough here because he's kind of more of a rare enemy to run into. Let's go ahead and provoke the Marlborough. In the northwest section of the Calmlands, you'll start to find the enemies that are a little bit stronger. Things like the Marlborough, the Chimera Brain. What else? I don't think the Anacondwars as much, but it's gonna be enemies like that. I think even the Corel, but I'm gonna go ahead and run around here, and that'll make our fourth enemy that we've captured. So we need 5 more to go.
The only way to go is forward.
Well, a couple more enemies here. Let's go ahead and capture the Anacondwars. I was originally saying that I'm not sure if you can run into these guys in the northwest section, but looks like I was wrong.
Farewell.
It's good to catch multiple of these. So here I caught 2. And the reason for that is because much later in the game, we're gonna need to catch, I believe it's 9 or 10, 10 of each enemy. So catching 2 here is not a bad idea at all. Wonderful, here's another one. Wow, an ogre. Perfect, we can go ahead and catch these guys as well. God, I'm having a pretty good amount of luck here with running into newer enemies. And the skull, did we get the skull last time? I'm not quite sure about that. I don't think that we did. Maybe I'm wrong, because we got the shred, the flame flan, and yeah, I think we did actually get the skull. So, no worries. We just have a couple more enemies here at this point. Okay, perfect. Here we go, some Chimera Brains. And because I got ambushed, because I'm not wearing the Sonic Steel with Tidus, you'll get to see, well, them be a little bit more competitive here compared to what I've done to them in the past. Let's go ahead and, even though Tidus is really hurting, let's go ahead and cast Sloga. And on top of that, let's actually get Kimahri in here. Do I want Kimahri? Yeah, Kimahri's fine. It's gonna be able to hit him a little bit harder. Actually, yeah, I think that's fine. Sure, we'll go for it. Let's go ahead and use Orin, of all people, to cast Heiska. And now we can go ahead and let's actually just go, should we use an overdrive? Probably not quite yet. Let's go ahead and heal him up first. Use a Mega Potion, why not? Let's see, with the Chimera Brain, I think that only leaves us with the Corels. I'm pretty positive. Could be wrong on that. Let's see, they did Megiddo Flame. Let's just go ahead and bring Yuna in to give a Null Tide, just in the case that he goes ahead and uses Aqua Breath. I don't think he will. Yeah, he can still cast spells like, obviously, Thundera here, so. There is an ability to, you have the ability as a player to go ahead and figure out exactly what Chimera Brain is going to use. Oh, nice, Walker Learned Slayer. That's pretty good for him. I'm gonna set that overdrive here pretty soon. But yeah, it's good to use, good to know what Chimera Brain's script, his attack setting is gonna be, or his, what do you call that? You know, his, all the attacks that he's just about to do. For some reason, the word is escaping me right now. I think that because I haven't recorded often, a little bit thrown off here. But let's go ahead and catch the rest of the enemies and run into those guys. We're looking for the Corels. Ah, here we are, the Corels. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty positive that this is going to be our last enemy to capture. Didn't really show off what these guys to do. They're not too, I mean, pretty unremarkable. I believe that they can cast Blaster, which is like instant death. I always seem to kill them off right away before they can even get the chance. But now that I have all the monsters captured that I want, let's head back over to the monster arena while we're at it. During that last battle, Waka went ahead and learned another overdrive mode, Comrade, which is very, very useful. It charges when allies take damage, and we're going to be using that a ton in the post-game, but I figured I'd let you guys know. You get that by taking damage really often. I don't know the exact set amount of times, but you'll get it through your normal playthrough as you just play along. On the way over here to the monster arena, I did run into a few more of those monsters that, again, I went ahead and captured because, well, we're going to be needing them anyways. And because we've captured all the enemies that he needs, he could go ahead and he goes ahead and opens the monster arena for us. He also gives us this chest, but we're not going to be able to open it quite yet. Pretty soon though, pretty soon. And so this is kind of the nice reward that we receive from collecting all of the monsters from the Calmlands. Basically, the monster arena here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be able to capture monsters from various areas. And when we do so, he's gonna make a creation. He's going to create a monster for us to fight, as well as give us a nice reward too. I'll go into the reward that we got in a little bit, but let's see if we can actually take on the new creation that he's actually made. This guy is really, really hard. So I'm pretty positive I'm not going to be able to beat him right away. Let me look in my notes here just to make sure. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to take him on as best as we can. Let's go ahead and get Riku in here to steal. Wish that she had her limit break because it would be able to make life a lot easier, I think, for us. This is the Chimerageist, by the way. Now, this guy has a ton of HP. You'll see he's even immune to sensors, even though it looks as if he is just the same as a Chimerageist. And just like with all the other Chimeras, he has the ability to use Aqua Breath. So I'll go over his attack pattern here shortly, but let's go ahead and try to cover an Aqua Breath for now, because if he did use Aqua Breath, then pretty much all of us are going to die. So, because this guy is so difficult, he's gonna do stuff like take us out right away. So I'm not too afraid of that. Let's see here. So his attack pattern goes like this. He just casted Blizzara. He could have casted Thundera or Blizzara there. But the next thing he's gonna do is he's gonna attack. So let's go ahead and prepare instead. He's gonna, so this is his attack pattern. He goes Assault, then he'll use Aqua Breath, then Megiddo Flame, and then he'll do Blizzara or Thundera. So for now, let's go ahead and do a Null Shock to go ahead and prevent him from doing Thundera. And let's just go ahead and chip away at him here. Let's go ahead and get, instead of Null Shock, let's also do a Null Frost to protect from the Blizzara. And I want Riku swapped out. I need to get Auron in here. And because he's going to attack or assault us, let's go ahead and use Special Guard. I'm not sure if this will be able to block, but the last thing I want is Yuna dying. So let's see if this works. Well, so much for that. Yeah, 7,000 is pretty hefty damage there. Let's go ahead and get him back up. Tidus and Yuna, though, are looking pretty, so now we want to go ahead and do Null Blaze to prepare for the Megiddo Flame. Let it be known, this guy is not... You're not supposed to, or I shouldn't say not supposed, but it's very difficult to beat him right now. I'm using a strategy that obviously, like, I had to know all of these things before going into this battle. So if you're not able to take him out your first try, don't worry. I'm just kind of doing this for, I guess you could say, a little bit of showmanship, but more than anything, it's just kind of for fun. With no blaze up on everybody, we should be able to be immune to the Megiddo flame that's going to be coming up here. What the? Aqua breath? That was... well, that was unexpected. Didn't think that was going to happen. Let's go ahead and get Orin back on his feet here. Huh. Okay, well... oh, yeah, of course. I was saying that he does Aqua breath after Assault. Now he's going to be doing Megiddo flame. Man, one false step and you can just get completely obliterated in this battle. Let's go ahead and cast haste on Orin too. And let's go ahead and get a null shock to prepare for the Thundera or Blizzara after the Megiddo flame. So he's going to do Megiddo flame now, I believe. And we should have Null Blaze be nullifying and immune to that damage. Perfect. Now that's exactly what I was hoping was going to happen. So now we have Null Shock. Let's also go ahead and use Null Frost. Again, this is going to prepare for the next attack that he has, which is Blizzara or Thundera. Let's go ahead and... actually, let's go ahead and heal. Should I? Nah, we'll just go for straight damage. Now, I'm not going to have the ability to overkill this guy for quite a while, so I'm not going to be going for that by any means. Wow, nice hit. Let's go ahead and use Slice and Dice. Why not? We're all ready for the Thundera, I believe, and Blizzara, so... whether he uses Blizzara or Thundera, whatever the case, we have our bases all covered. Probably should have equipped our weapons a little bit better too before turning all of our monsters into the Monster Arena guy. Let's go ahead and cast Protect on Orin, specifically because he's going to be using that Assault after this Thundera. And let's go ahead and do... one step ahead, let's go ahead and do Null Tide, because after he assaults us on his turn, he'll be doing Aqua Breath. But I'm pretty positive we almost have him here. Yeah, I think we want to go ahead and guard because of the fact that Orin's not going to get a turn before the enemy is, so let's guard. And with Protect, it should be pretty good to be able to actually survive this time around. Let's go ahead and do Cura on him just in case. And I'm pretty positive that when Chimerageist uses Assault, I'm hoping that Orin can go ahead and guard. If not, no worries. It means one of our people die. Oh, perfect. Works out great. See, and the Protect allows us to live, so no casualties. We can keep up the damage as much as possible here. And I think we're getting close. I mean, this guy has a little over 100,000 HP, so let's see. Now he's going to use Aqua Breath, and it looks like we all have Null Tide. I want to say we do, but let's just cast it just in case. Looks like that was pretty useless. That's going to negate Aqua Breath from him, and we're just going to keep chipping away at him. Let's make sure that we're preparing for the Megiddo Flame here with Null Blaze. Looks like Titus could have used that, which is good. Got a nice flurry of attacks here. And let's get our Null Shock back up because he used Thundera last time. Keep chipping away. And I suppose we should just throw Null Tide up as well. There we go. And any minute now. God, this guy has so much HP. Let's go ahead and get our Null Blaze back up. And I think with Eunice next turn, I'm going to go ahead and heal Orin with her. Just to get prepared for the assault. So again, the reason why I'm able to beat this guy, nice, we took him out. And the only reason why I'm able to do so is just because of the fact that I know his attack pattern. He doesn't give too much experience, I mean, a decent amount, but what I'm really here for is the return sphere. He also drops this Moomba duo. I couldn't be able to answer what that is as of right this second. We can check it out in a little bit. But the fact of the matter is that these monsters that are created from the monster arena, you're gonna be able to get great drops from them. If you can beat them, of course. Well, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. So if you'll see here now what we can do as we have all of these different areas where we can go ahead and collect monsters. If you really want to, I think you could actually go back to the Thunder Plains, for instance, and go ahead and collect all those monsters for this and get a reward for that. I'm not going to do that now, but instead what I'd like to do is go back to the Calmlands and fight a Shred. Specifically because I want to go ahead and steal from him. I want to make sure that I can get... Whoops, not you. Let's get Riku in here. I want to be able to get 8 Hypello potions from a Shred, because I'm going to go ahead and customize something for Tidus. And I believe that that's all I needed, those 3 Hypello potions. Let's just look here for... Can I not find it here? Oh, can't find it here, but no worries. Let's go ahead and just take Tidus, not you, Tidus, and flee from the battle here. And let's go ahead and check our inventory. Sort. And let's see how many Hypello potions I have here. Not there. Let's see. Hypello potion 6. Okay, I need a couple more. Let's go ahead and get those. Yeah, so the reason why I'm showing this off to begin with is because of the fact that it's just important to know that after you've captured an enemy, you can go ahead and just use the monster arena to run into them to get the things that you want. There's going to be times later on throughout the game where you'll want to specifically battle a specific monster, right? In this case, for instance, right, it's kind of difficult to run into these Shreds one at a time when I'm actually at the Calmlands, right? So instead, what I'm doing is just I pay to fight against the Shred, and I get the items that I want. Something that you should take note of, because it's something that I see that's underutilized, that people kind of like, oh man, I need to go ahead and, you know, grab some remedies, like maybe from like an Ochu from Jose High Road, but they don't know how, but they've already captured him. You just go ahead and use the monster arena to do so. Let's go ahead and, while we're at it, look at the reward that he gave us. So, for capturing, it's gross, I hate when people say stuff like that, like Natkin. For capturing all of those Calmland enemies here, I'm trying to find it, there it is. We get 60 far plane winds, which inflict death on all enemies, which is pretty good on their own. However, what's extremely good about this is that if I can go down to one of our weapons here, and I'm specifically trying to find Riku's weapon that she has equipped, which is the iron grip. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Oh, there it is. I just saw it. There it is, the iron grip. What we're gonna go ahead and do is actually use those 60 far plane winds to customize Death Strike on her iron grip. Now, what Death Strike does, as I've explained to you guys, Strike and Touch are very different. Touch has a 50% chance, whereas Strike has a 100% chance. And just to show that off real fast, anything that Riku hits now, they're going to be facing instant death. I left my Chocobo all the way over in the northwest section, so I'm going to go head all the way over there and pick it up. But while doing so, let's go ahead and show off Riku's new little toy. The Flame Flam, who typically has the resistance to physical attacks because of his armor, well, if you'll see, instant death because of the fact that, well, we have the Death Strike on her iron grip. So that is really, really powerful, and it's a nice, cheap, and easy way to go ahead and capture enemies really easily. So, just to remind you guys, as you're running along through the Calmlands, be sure to go ahead and continue capturing enemies, because of the fact that, like I said, again, you're going to be running into these enemies all the time while you're running around in the Calmlands, and you're going to need to capture a surplus of them anyways, so might as well have them and not need them when that time eventually comes, because it will, it definitely will. And you don't want to get caught off guard, because fact of the matter is, capturing all 10 enemies at once is not a chore that I would suggest you doing. I've done it before, it gets really grinding. Say that you have all enemies, right? You've already got all the enemies that you need, and for some of them you have 10, but for one you don't. Like for instance, like here in the Calmlands, if I had every single enemy that I needed, but I needed 10 more Marlboros and I only had 2, it's gonna take a long time because Marlboros are very difficult to run into. Again,
I foresee no difficulty.
if you haven't caught 10 enemies, just go ahead and do a little bit of work. Go out of your way to just be capturing enemies while you're running around. Pretty positive somebody missed out on some experience there, right? Kimari, maybe? Nope, everybody. Well, let's go ahead and use our Chocobo because we've got another side quest that opens up to us too. And for this one, we're gonna go all the way over here to the very beginning where the Macalania forest let us out originally. I'd like to also say that while I was away from last time, I did go ahead and get a very specific key item, the Sun Sigil. Yeah, whoops, got off the Chocobo. I've already gone ahead and completed the Catcher Chocobo, and in the next coming days, I'm going to be creating a guide for how to go ahead and get that. You get the Sun Sigil by completing the Catcher Chocobo, where you go ahead and race that girl. By the way, this is a different thread of conversation. Now that we're here at the very beginning where Macalania Forest spit us out, if we go over here, we see this little yellow feather. And now that we have our Chocobo, we press X here. We'll be able to fly down to kind of a newer area that we haven't been able to get to before. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying, I'll go ahead and create a guide that's going to be tied toward this playlist, the Final Fantasy X walkthrough here, to be able to explain how to get the Sun Sigil. I mean, shoot, even for me, I'm pretty decent at the Catcher Chocobo minigame, but it still took me like 2 hours to get. So this is the new little area that we get access to by having a Chocobo. And if you remember, Belgemine specifically told us to meet her at Remian Temple. Well, we go through this door, we'll find that that's actually exactly where we're at. Remian Temple.
Welcome, Yuna. What is this place? Remian Temple. Once a great religious center in the Calm Lands, lost after the battle with Sin.
And this is your home? What? You got something against company?
It's a long story. Easier perhaps to show you.
You're dead too.
Don't send me just yet. There is still one thing left for me to do here. With the help I can give, a young summoner might just be able to defeat Sin. Well, Yuna, I challenge you. If you cannot beat me, you'll never beat Sin.
Here, Belgemine will do consistent challenges, and I suppose we can try one? I'm not feeling too confident. I'd like to get a few items and do a little bit of upgrading here before fighting her. So we'll take care of her later.
I see.
However, it is something to note though, because you'll want to remember this for later. It's part of the whole side questing that you can do here in the whole Comlands section of the game. We're going to be doing some more here next time. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Catch you later.